Hello and welcome to Japanese Garden Bristol Live. Okay guys, this one's all about the tea garden. Okay, the Japanese tea garden. It's been a while thinking about when I'm going to do this one. So I decided to do this one now. I've got loads more planned. So I thought it'd be best to do this one today. And I've got a list here to go through this one because this one could be, I can miss quite a few things out on this one. And hopefully you'll get a lot from this video because a traditional Japanese garden is a tea garden really. And you can get a lot from this to create your own garden, create something similar. Now, what I'm going to do is going to explain it through, but I got a little visitor in the garden. I thought I'd show you this little visitor while people are trying to find this or log on. I got to take the camera off and then I'll show you something else. I got a little device here. You see, when I move around, this device should follow me, but it's not. Well, that didn't work. Why isn't it working? So what it is, guys, I've got this little visitor I'm going to show you in a minute. I've just noticed he's still there. So let's go and have a look. You're going to have to excuse me because I've got a different tripod and it's not very good. Okay, let's turn it around. Let's go and have a look at my little visitor a minute. I won't get too close because I don't want to upset him. And I can't zoom in on this. But there's a bamboo there, the bamboo plant. And then there's a little bird. There he is. Can you see him? Yeah. Hello. I don't know if you can see him, guys, but I don't get too close. He's staring right at us. A little baby bird. Starling. Might be a starling or whatever they are. It's not a robin. But there we go. I'm not up on all me birds, but yeah, I thought I'd leave him there. Let's go back around here. A part of this, actually, while I'm here, so I don't have to take off again. If you haven't seen my videos before about the courtyard, this kind of tea garden might help if you look at those videos as well. The courtyard, Zen garden, and the natural ponds and waterfalls, because they can help with this kind of video. But I'll pop it back in there, hopefully, and nothing goes wrong. Okay, so my device is working. Did I show you my device? I can't remember. I'll show it later. Right, okay, so let's get on with it. Now, three main elements in a Japanese tea garden, okay? There's the rock, it gives the structure, the water, it gives the life, and the plants, it gives the colour throughout the season. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to explain each thing and other elements of the garden, so you can create this in your own garden. Now, the way I've got mine, I've got a small area here really. If it's bigger, I'll probably have the same amount of plants, thinking about it. But I have got space around my plants, and it works here. I think it'd be better off turning the camera. I was going to try to do it with this device because this device follows me around the garden, but the trouble is with this device, it doesn't go downwards, it only goes sideways. So I've used it for some of my videos I've put up and it works really well. But what I'm going to do is take this off, go around, explain the elements and what they're there for. Sorry for the mess around. Oh, this thing's moving. You're gonna have to excuse the camera, and I thought I'd try it. There we go. Let me turn around. There's the device here. It follows you around, so wherever you go, it follows you. It's quite good. It's really good. Right. Okay. So let's get on with this. Now, as you know, I've got mind your own business to give the moss effect. Now, in a tea garden, you would have moss. If you can get moss, you'd have moss. A good plant to have is a pine tree. That's a black Japanese black pine. You'd have plants that's spaced out. I've used box in this garden. I've got some pines as well, and I've got some azaleas. Azaleas and rhododendrons are quite good, but the trouble is the size of your garden depends on the plants you buy. So if you've got a small garden, get dwarf plants. If it's a big garden, you might want to use one or two rhododendrons, bigger plants. I've kept mine to all dwarf plants. Now, as you notice in the garden, I've got rocks, and that creates the structure of the garden. Although the Mind Your Own Business has gone a bit mad and gone over quite a lot of the rocks, which I explained in a video a little while back, that I'm not totally happy with that. I might have to expose some more rocks. Okay, so the garden's got the rocks. Okay, you keep your rocks, try to keep them separately. Don't do what we would do in an English border and chuck a load of rocks in there and put some mud around it. That doesn't kind of work. It's got to be rocks as spaced out best you can and as big as you can. That looks really good. So, I mean, like I said, I'm limited for the space I've got in my garden. But acers are good. And now I've actually been to a Japanese tea garden in Japan, and they have acers there. You've got wisteria. I've got wisterias here. A couple of grasses, but there isn't much there really. They're spaced out. So then you got the rocks, and then you get the water. Now, in a tea garden, it's kind of good to have water flowing through a tea garden and hearing the sound of water. It's very Japanese to hear the sound of water from wherever you are in the garden. So I've got it all through my garden. So wherever you go in my garden, you can hear running water. And that's a good thing. Lanterns, it's good to have big lanterns in the garden. If bigger the better, possibly. When I was in Japan, I seen massive lanterns as big as me. And so the waterways, try to make them go somewhere, make it look interesting, flow nicely. Then add the bridges. If you put bridges in, put them in for a purpose if you can, so they go somewhere. That's always good. There's a zigzag one, and there's arch ones. You can use rocks led down, crossing the bridge, like a rock, like a smaller version there over a dry water bed there. Things like that to create interest. Now, I've explained the plants, how I got the plants, the waterways. The other thing that's very important in a tea garden, which you might not think of, and that's your stepping stones. It's important to have stepping stones in a Japanese garden because they're there for two reasons. Now, I don't think I've ever said this on a video. I talk about this on my tours and a lot of other things. There's a lot of interesting things in a Japanese garden, and they all mean things. They're not just there for a reason. They're not there just there, put there. They're there for a reason. Now, I'll give you one of them, which is stepping stones. Okay, the stepping stones are there for a reason because for two main reasons. One is when you're walking on stepping stones, your partner or whoever's with you can't walk either side of you. So that means you get to view both sides of the garden. Because if you had a path and you're both walking along together, one will look one side, one will look the other side, and you don't get to see the whole garden. So that's one of the reasons. Okay, the other reason is, which I think is a very good reason really, we should all be walking on stepping stones. Now, in a tea garden, two main things you should have in a tea garden. You don't have to, but it's handy to have, well, not handy, but it's effective to have a tea house. Now, if that wasn't my workshop under there, it'll probably be doors all the way along and they'll open up, there'll be a tea room in there. Okay, so that's what I would do, but my workshop's in there. I need a workshop and I've got to live with that. So I've kind of tried to make it look like a tea house from the outside, because you don't know what's around the other side. Now, The other thing you would have is a waiting bench. Now, my waiting bench is probably a bit elaborate, because a waiting bench in Japan is pretty much like you would see a bus shelter, but it's obviously made more Japanese style. You could do it with bamboo, or you like bamboo windows and things like that. But if you Google Japanese waiting bench, you will see what they look like. So what you would have is a waiting bench in one part of the garden, where you would wait to go for your tea ceremony into the tea house, okay, or the tea room. Now, when you get called to your ceremony, your tea ceremony, you would go on the stepping stones. And when you go on the stepping stones, that means you arrive at the tea ceremony one at a time, okay? You won't all arrive at the same time, because only one of you can fit on the stepping stones. So I thought that's a really good system. Very Japanese, prim, proper, and done properly. Okay, so that's, these are, I would say, the main elements you need in a tea garden. Water, the rocks, the moss, which is nice to have, the plants, leave space behind all your plants, to create interest instead of a great big block of plants that you can't see through. I've recently put the cherry blossom here as well, all with room around every plant. I got my acers, like I said. I have put some bonsais along here, which I think that's quite good. It's not going to hurt. So that is pretty much how you would create a tea garden. Let me put you back up here, please. And I'm gonna have a little look at my list and make sure I'm covering everything. Now, you all got different style gardens, all different shapes, sizes. Some on slopes, some aren't. So you've got to work with that. By showing this is quite flat here. It's quite a small garden. I have got quite a lot in here. The plant's got space behind it. It looks effective. It's calming, it's relaxing up here. It's a lovely space. I had friends come around weekend, and they enjoyed it up here. Very, very, so it's very peaceful, which it is. My visitors come and they like it up here because it's nice and quiet. You hear the sound of water, and you've got the right plants around you. And mostly in this garden, it's all Japanese plants, apart from like the box, which is like equivalent to me putting rhododendrons in or something like that. So that's pretty much it, really, guys. The waterways, you can have koi in there or whatever you want to do in there. I will be doing a koi video on koi and my water, how I get my water clear and stuff like that. I got loads of videos lined up, actually. In fact, every Tuesday I'm kind of showing you how I built my garden, to hopefully give you guys inspiration to create your own Japanese garden. And there isn't much to talk about this week, really. I just thought I'd do this one. I think I've gone through everything. Yeah, that is everything, I'm afraid. Very simple, easy to build. Start with one corner and work your way out, and just don't overdo it with the plants. The less plants, the better, okay? If I had, like I said at the beginning, if I had more room here, I'd probably still have the same amount of plants. In fact, I'm taking plants out. If a plant dies, I probably won't replace it. I will leave it. But it all depends what look it gives. So that is it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed my videos. Hope you enjoy my posts I'm putting up. I appreciate it when you share it and you like it and give me comments. I do like that. I like chatting to you guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching my lives and watching everything I'm doing. I try to put as much as I can. Any news on anything that I got, I'll let you know. There is stuff going on at the moment, and see how things go with that. I can't say too much until it all comes out and whether it's going to happen or not. I got a big group Thursday night, which is nice. Got a big group coming then. So if you want to book a group, 6 and over, come arrange the time to come in. All refreshments are included. A lot of people don't understand that. Refreshments and a cake is included in the price. Okay, I don't charge that much just to go around the garden, although I should, but you do get your refreshments. Right guys, before I talk myself into trouble, I'm going. Have a good evening. I might be doing a live on Friday because I have bought a new plant to replace a Gunnera. I don't know if you watched me videos in the past. I said that the Gunnera it's breaking in the wind, it's falling down, the leaves are bending in the wind, and I've got to keep cutting them off. And 1 minute it looks good, next minute it looks bad. I'm taking it out and replacing it with something Japanese. So I'll try to do a live on Friday. It might be in the afternoon when I get the job done. It's quite a big job. Hopefully I get it done and see what happens there. So I might do a random live on Friday. If not, I'll see you next Tuesday. Please come back, keep watching, like my stuff if you like it, and share it please, that'd be good, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.